What's up, you guys? My name is Mistake Jake, and welcome back to the book club of Okie Doki, and Doki Doki Literature Club, if that's what you want to call it. And we read Sayori's poem and Natsuki's poem last time. We're going to read Yuri's poem this time. Yes, I've recorded these last 3 episodes all in one setting because I had the time to do so, and I wanted to at least get a few recorded. So if I didn't read comments on things or take suggestions or something from the 2 videos before this, it's probably because I'm not seeing them until after I recorded this one. So I'll take those into consideration after this episode. Let's see. Let's move on with Yuri and see what she has to say. Hello, dark-haired beauty. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What? What was that? That reminds me like Yoda. I don't know. Did I say that out loud? Yuri's first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. She's an extremely embarrassed individual. He's gonna hate me. Why? You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? I'm actually curious myself. Why? Yuri takes a breath. Yeah, breathe, girl. Just breathe a little bit. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates that you've written a lot of poetry before. Let's see. Cakes, suicide, whatever I picked in the poem when I wrote it. Sure. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. I just turned down the whole game. Yuri stares at me blankly. Never mind. And then looks at my poem again. I just thought of a funny thing I want to use sometimes and stuff. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. Sweet. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay, this is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of have learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their styles very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Ooh! Of course, that's not something that you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. I can't write poems, by the way. No. Not just finding them, but building them. But getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. Oh my god. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. Yes, I said sorry. It's fine. I say it like that sometimes. I don't know why, and I'm not even Canadian. Sorry. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. I bet she would. That's a lot of reading on my part. I have no idea when I started this episode. Yuri smiles dreamingly as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, this is supposed to be a literature club. Isn't this supposed to be? That is a small poem. Okay. Ghost Under the Light. I cannot read that. The tendrils of my hair illuminated beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last, God, I hate cursive. The last seemingly street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickling blue-green hue of the future. I bathe calm, bathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. I have no idea what that means. And her handwriting is extremely pretty. It's very fancy. That is some gorgeous looking writing. So if somebody actually wrote that and then they put it in the game to use for this, you got some gorgeous handwriting. My handwriting looks like crap. My print is readable, but it doesn't look pretty. And my cursive, my signature is about the only thing that looks worth a crap. That is pretty, and I have no idea what the hell it means. Hi, Yuri. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. I already talked about that. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. That's because I didn't understand it. I'm assuming it has something to do with a ghost. Well, I just don't read script very often. That's a freaking given there. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Thank you for pointing that out to her. That's upbuilding. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. That's mild? I still didn't understand it. That's mild? Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Jake. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Yeah, I didn't understand the poem in the first place. I'm not saying it was a bad poem. Don't judge me on that. I just didn't understand it. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. I sat there. You said it took me forever to read. Don't start switching crap around on me here, girl. But remember that poets often express their own thought, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolic compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That is interesting and kind of weird. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too. Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. Aw, she's blushing in embarrassment again. She's so cute. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Jake. Well, thank you. I'm not a good writer, so I hope you will continue to humor my butt. Me too. Yay, the poems are done. Phew. Whew. I guess that's everyone that's here that glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. As if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Natsuki and Yuri. Or Yuri and Natsuki. I am totally dyslexic, by the way. Sorry. They're general. Okay. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. Poems. What's with that music? As they read in tandem, I watch their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow. Furrow? I don't know what that word means. I'm assuming it means like, I don't know, in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. Probably that, you stupid little kid. I'm betting that's what's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. Slap! I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. I understood her poem. I win. Score for me. Boop. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but that really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would ask someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Jake did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all... Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. Where'd this accent come from? I didn't expect to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Jake liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. I had to. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. I imagine she would have said it like that too. Yuri! That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Jake appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself, you bitch? I can picture that. Who are you calling a bitch? I mean, no. I was... If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Jake started showing up. Natsuki? Natsuki, that's a little... oh, that's not me talking. Hi, Monica. Natsuki, that's a little... I can't do two voices at once. Apparently they both say this doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they'd noticed I was standing there. Whoa, good. Let's put me in the middle of this. Jake, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. I don't have to try. You already look bad. She started it. If she could get over herself. I learned to appreciate that simple writing is more effective. Then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should just jump out to the reader, not force them to figure it out. Pretty sure I screwed up that sentence. Help me explain that to her, Jake. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and the meaning of most meaning the most effectively, blah, 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 blah. Avoiding this is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it also a waste. You understand that, right, Jake? Oh, hell. Well... How did I get dragged into this in the first place? Seriously. How? It's not like I know anything about writing, but they literally are putting me in the middle of this. But whoever I agree with will probably think more highly of me. Okay, guess what? We'll figure out that decision next time. I'm gonna save again. Boop. And we will figure out what we're gonna pick next time. I'm already pretty sure who I'm gonna pick, but yay. Alright, but thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. If you guys liked it, drop me a like on that like button down there, and leave a comment if you want to. Let me know what you think of this game, but don't give me any spoilers. And let me know which girl you think I should technically go with. Should I go with Natsuki? Should I go with Yuri? Should I try to go with Monica? She hasn't been in this many options of stuff so far. She wasn't in the first set of poem words. It was just the three girls. It was just Sayori and these two. So, or even Sayori. Let me know what you guys think. I know what I'm going to pick here already, because I'm probably going to go with Sayori. Help me, but we shall see. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see all of you in the next video. See ya. Hint and tricks, guys. Don't ever get caught in the middle of a cat fight. Not good.